The Tampa Bay Buccaneers fall victim to the NFC South leaders. They go off to be 4-1, losing 24-31 against the New Orleans Saints. And I gotta say, not the game I was expecting of Jameis Winston over Jameis Winston. Looking back at his stats, played pretty tame. 204 yards, 15 of 27, because his passes kept getting deflected. Moving out, the defensive line kept pressuring him out to run from the outside when there's nobody there. He did get some good passes over to Peyton Barber or Rondell Jones that kept carrying the football for a combined 67 yards. It wasn't the best carrying yardage, but Peyton Barber scored a touchdown. Chris Godwin got 2 touchdown passes down from a deep one up mid later in the fourth and then an early one in the second quarter. Oh, God. It was not a fun game to watch for Jameis Winston got sacked later in the game by Cameron Jordan and so fucking nearly anybody on the D line. Cameron Jordan sacked him. Sheldon Rankin sacked him. Defensive tackle Malcolm Brown sacked him, and he went 2-1, 3-0 coming from Sheldon Rankin. And fuck me, Carl Granderson even sacked him. Defense played well. Bridgewater and Hill were rotating back and forth off the passing game, so it's pretty interesting that we got both of the best worlds. One is good at carrying out the football and good in passes. He gave already like 500 yards and 45 receptions into the season. Michael Thomas, that played tremendously. Teddy Bridgewater, that exceeded my expectations. He's one of the better second-string quarterbacks. Next, Kyle Allen. Shockingly. And Gardner Minshew, that are leading their teams to at least second best or number one in their own respective divisions, even though we know the Carolina Panthers are still second to the Saints. And he's doing well, going 6 touchdowns, 849 yards, and he's only been taking over for like a few weeks now, and got them winning 2 straight games. They won 3 straight games, and that's just with Drew Brees starting after his injury when he faced off against LA back in week 2 after Aaron Donald made sure that his finger went off to the graveyard. So, yeah, and he's been playing consistently, and his statistics keep getting better. He went to 19 completions up to 23 to 26, and his attempts keep getting with less incompletions, over 314 yards with 4 touchdown passes. That's how impressive Teddy Bridgewater has been getting. The defensive line been getting better. Marshawn Lattimore is getting back to his regular self with P.J. Williams. Eli Apple that played well. It was so fun. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers kept it up in the fourth quarter. I'm not going to say Jameis Winston wasn't the better quarterback if it wasn't for their abysmal offensive line. This could have went to overtime, in my opinion. But the Buccaneers kept it up in the fourth quarter. And that's a better thing than keeping it to a double-digit lead. Because the only time the Saints lost it in double digits was back in week 2 when they faced off against the LA Rams. And now that Teddy Bridgewater is more gelled up with the whole starting team, and Eli Apple came from being a bit consistent and playing well to he only plays well when he plays off against a better team. We faced the Cowboys, beating the Redskins, beating the Cowboys, and now we have beaten the Buccaneers. And Marcus Williams. Sadly, it was a home game. But Marcus Williams playing 10 tackles. He already got 2 picks. So that's great. He had 1 tackle, though, no pass deflections. but he has been able to stay consistent in at least part of that secondary. He has been doing good earlier into the year so far. And their D-line been making it good. Demario Davis, Cameron Jordan, Sheldon Rankin. I think most of them got a sack. And somehow I forgot that Kiko Alonso was on our team. If you don't remember Kiko Alonso, Joe Flacco will tell you the whole thing because I think his neck is still feeling bad after what happened back last season. So pretty good performance. That will end up with the Buccaneers being 2 of 3, and that will end up with the Saints being 4 of 1. The Buccaneers stay third in the NFC South, and I have to say it, the Buccaneers at least stay competitive, and they're near 500, even though they're terrible on the road at home. They are shit at home. They are 0-2 at home, and on the road they at least keep it consistent to keep it competitive, even though they have Carolina again. They got Carolina. They got fucking Carolina. They got Carolina, and I'm gonna give some love over to the Buccaneers real quick too. Even though let's look into who they have next, coming in a few weeks. They got the Rams. No, they got the Saints. They lost to the Rams. They face off against the Panthers Sunday night, and they face off against the Tennessee Titans. Then they got the Seattle Seahawks on another road trip for 2 games. Another high pressure to face off against a Panthers team that's way better than them in almost any other way, except on defense. I think the Buccaneers are way better on defense. Because other than Ted Ginn not being that utilized, and Jared Cook, Alvin Kamara being absolutely amazing again, Latavius Murray used as a second threat option up the gut. Oh my God, this was just a tough game to watch defensively in the first half. They picked it up in the second half though, after scoring 14 points in the second half. Jameis Winston, 2 touchdown passes, both over to Chris Godwin. We talked about this. Ronald Jones was there. Cameron Bates was sort of there. O.J. Howard, they just kept heading over to Reynolds. And Peyton to just etch out their number cruncher yardage. And Sean Bunton's only got 1 tackle. 1 interception, 3 tackles. I did not expect this defense to play so well, and they stopped Bridgewater a couple times, so that's a positive. Weren't able to shut down Kamara, though. Hopefully they play well, because they have 2 shitty teams that are sub 500 in the AFC to deal with. So hopefully the Buccaneers keep it straight and the Saints keep it consistent before Drew Brees comes back and make the Saints a contender / not a contender because the refs. So that's my recap on the Bucs and Saints game. You like, subscribe, and you kill Marcus Williams. We will never forget. We will never forget.